So one of the best ways to sell and make money on social media is building out your presence on multiple platforms. And I think that a massive misconception inside of the marketing community is that you need to be on every single platform and posting every single day on each platform. And it just turns into this whole mess of not knowing exactly what you should be doing and just burning out. I like to follow this strategy called the social media triangle, and it has been a game changer with the way that I work with clients and the way that we actually start selling stuff on social media. And the whole premise of this triangle is that each platform builds off of each other. Each platform has a specific purpose that will build up trust with your audience, and it'll start building out that omnipresence so that when people log on to social media in the morning, or when they see a video pop up or they see your story or something like that, you're always in the front of their mind, but it's not in a way that's going to compromise your sanity when it comes to marketing. Because as freelancers, as solopreneurs, as entrepreneurs, we're constantly doing stuff in our business that isn't just related to marketing. We're doing client work. We're dealing with finances. We're dealing with, all sorts of other stuff, and we can't constantly be focusing on just marketing. So I've been working on this thing called the social media triangle, and it's essentially 3 main platforms that are going to give you maximum visibility, and it's going to build up that know, like, and trust factor that'll eventually convert people into customers or into clients. So it looks like this: TikTok, Instagram, and a Facebook group. Each of these serve a specific and separate purpose inside of your marketing efforts. So TikTok is going to be for lead generation. TikTok is going to give you the most visibility, the most eyeballs. It's what's going to get people into your world. Right now, short form video is killing it. It is king, and it is the number. Everyone should be using some sort of short form video inside of their content. If you're not, then you're probably not getting a lot of visibility and growth. And the best platform to really do that on is TikTok. It's new enough still that you can get a lot of eyeballs on your stuff without really trying super hard. It's a lot more candid. It's not super aesthetic like Instagram is. And it's a great way to get visibility and start bringing in those leads. So that's going to be one corner of the triangle, is TikTok. The next corner is going to be Instagram. Instagram is going to be your main place for selling. So on Instagram, you have the capability of interacting with your audience a whole lot more than you do on TikTok. On TikTok, you're very limited. It's a lot, like I said, it's more specifically for growth rather than building up this kind of community feel. Whereas on Instagram, you have a lot more possibilities when it comes to what you can be doing to sell. So you can be using highlights to your advantage. You can be using stories to your advantage. You can actually be going back and forth in the DMs with people. On TikTok, that's a lot harder to do unless you're following or you're friends with someone. But on Instagram, there's a lot more possibilities on how you can actually build up those genuine human connections that are going to convert into sales later on. And the last piece of the triangle is a Facebook group. So Facebook groups are key when it comes to nurturing. So this is where you actually have your real community, your community of people who are genuinely interested in what you have to say and what you have to offer. They want to be a part of your world. And what's awesome about building up this specific triangle is that each point has its own specific purpose. So TikTok is lead gen, Instagram is selling, Facebook is nurturing. And what's really cool is that you can see how people progress through each of these different parts of the triangle. So more likely than not, people are going to find you on TikTok. And then if they like what you have to say, or if they like your content, they're going to go follow you on Instagram. And that's when they're going to get a more in-depth feeling of who you are. They're going to be like, oh, this person, they show up in their stories, and you get a little bit more behind the scenes with their life, with what type of business they're building, what they actually offer, what they have to sell. And then once people realize like, hey, this is the type of person like I can definitely see myself hanging out with more, in the online space, or I really like what they have to say, I'd like to get more information from them, I can see them as a mentor, that's when they're going to funnel over to your Facebook group. And the key now is once people start to know, like, and trust you on all three of these platforms, you're always going to be there when the customer or the client opens up their phone first thing in the morning. You're going to be all over their page, and you're going to be in the front of their mind. So that's what this whole premise of the social media triangle is that you're using these three platforms to your advantage. You're using, instead of branching out to Twitter and LinkedIn and YouTube and trying to be omnipresent on all social media platforms, you're using the three core ones to your advantage, and then you can take bits and pieces from TikTok and Instagram and Facebook and start repurposing them to other platforms. And you could start building out your strategy onto other platforms. But these three right here are like the foundations of your social media strategy. So now it poses the question of, okay, I know how to set this up. I know how I should be actually using these specific platforms to make money on social media, to get those clients, to get those customers. But how am I going to get people to move through this? How am I going to get people from my TikTok to my Instagram to my Facebook group? Like, there's a lot of moving parts there, right? Sort of. The best way to do this is to use TikTok as a lead generation source, like we said. And one of the best ways to collect leads, to collect emails, to get people into your world is with a freebie. I used to tell people to direct traffic to Instagram, but TikTok will kind of block you if you try and do that. They will suppress whatever you have in the comments or whatever you have to say in the video. So if you use a call to action, like, hey, go follow me on Instagram, or, check this out on Instagram for more information, like, it's not going to go anywhere. So I always tell people to direct them to a freebie. So a perfect example is one of my core pillars in my business is talking about TikTok growth. So to get people into my world, if they've never seen me before, let's say I have a video where I talk about my top 5 TikTok growth tips. And inside of the video, I have a call to action and I say, hey, if you want more information about how to grow and scale your TikTok, check out my ultimate TikTok growth bundle. It's in the link in my bio, or you might not want to say that because that'll also get suppressed, but it's linked in my Stan store. That should be fine to say. And what will happen is people will see that video on TikTok, and since TikTok isn't really a tight-knit community per se, like Instagram or Facebook groups, it'll give people an incentive to look more into what you have to say. So if your content really stuck with them, if those TikTok tips were really, really interesting and thought-provoking, then what they're gonna do is they're gonna go onto your page, they might give you a follow, they're gonna click the link, and then they're gonna download your freebie. So you're gonna be providing them with more value, and you have collected their email. You've collected a part of them that now you can follow up with. And you can also be doing this in the TikTok comments, where you can be driving traffic to that specific freebie. So now with Instagram, to get customers to move to Instagram, what you can be doing is marketing yourself inside that freebie. So now that they have the freebie, how are you going to actually get traffic from TikTok to Instagram and to Facebook? So what you want to be doing is following up in the emails. So the email list is going to be the best way to start getting people from TikTok to Instagram. If people also like your content, more likely than not, they're probably just going to look you up on other platforms too, and they're going to start following you there. So on Instagram, this is where you have more options. Instagram gives you a lot more flexibility with how you can be nurturing your audience. So as we said before, TikTok is for lead generation. It's to get visible. It's to start growing who you are and growing your brand. Whereas on Instagram, you're going to start selling. So this could be with a freebie as well. It could be another freebie. It could be with an actual product. It could be with a mentorship group. It could be some sort of masterclass or Instagram Live. You have the capability to start selling more to people. So once they go from TikTok, if they like your content, they'll find you on Instagram. They'll either do direct search, or you can start following up in your emails with more hyperlinks to other social channels, and they'll just start funneling over there. Instagram, what you're going to be doing is talking about your products, your services, masterclasses, where they can find you, different places to start building up community. And in there, that's when you're gonna be talking about your Facebook groups and stuff. That's where you're gonna be talking about, like, you know, hey, if you join this Facebook group, you know, we have way more resources over here. There's a community where you can ask questions and all of that stuff. So that's how you're gonna be moving people through this triangle. Now, one of my favorite things to do with this whole movement portion is having specific days where you do specific tasks on each platform. So to break that down a little bit more, let's say every single day what you're going to be doing is taking that TikTok video, and you're also going to be reposting it onto Instagram, onto YouTube, onto Pinterest, onto all of these other platforms, so that you get even more visibility. Because right now, that is the whole purpose of short form video. You can't really sell someone 100% on short form video unless it's like an Amazon find or something like that. But even then, they're gonna have to click a link somewhere in order to get access to the product. So what you wanna be doing is every single day taking these videos and repurposing them to other platforms. On Instagram, what you wanna be doing is selling yourself every single day, selling in the stories, going live on Instagram. You know, your goal should be to try and get 3 new people into your world every single day, just on Instagram, whether that's through a direct DM, whether that's through someone commenting on your videos. Like, you want to start building up that engagement and that community feel. And then on Facebook, you have a bunch of different possibilities on Facebook. What's really cool about Facebook is now it's kind of more of a one-on-one interaction and less like you're speaking to the masses, you're speaking more directly with people. And in the Facebook group, you can talk about freebies, you can do welcome posts, you can give updates on what's going on in your life, you can sell your offer, you can share community wins. There's a ton of different things that you could be doing. You could be hosting masterclasses inside the Facebook group. But what you really want to be doing is building up that omnipresence on all of these platforms. That way, people will start funneling to all of them. And so now that we've gotten people to move through each of these different platforms, how are we actually going to start selling to your customers and clients? So there's 4 main pieces in this part. Number 1 is nurturing. So this is providing value through freebies. This is providing value through free live trainings. And this is really going to be the part where you're starting to build up that know, like, and trust factor on all of the platforms for your audience. Once you start nurturing a little bit more, you're going to have a hotter audience. You're going to have people who know you. They're going to start trusting you a little bit more. They're going to want a little bit more information from you. They're going to see you as, you know, a mentor, as an educator, as a leader in that space, and they're going to want more of the pie. They're going to want a little bit more action with you. So once they start to move through that triangle, that's when you're going to be able to sell to them. Because I think it takes something like 7 interactions with someone before the thought of even purchasing crosses their mind. Like, getting to a sale takes a lot more time than you think, especially if you're doing it all through organic stuff. So building up this hot audience and this warm audience of people who know, like, and trust you is crucial here. And this is how you're really going to be selling to people. So every single day, what you should be doing is posting on your social medias. You should be, like I said before, putting stuff on your Instagram stories, posting those videos, taking those videos from TikTok and putting them on other platforms. Number 2, you need to be getting people to move through the different platforms. Tell your audience to get your freebie. Tell them to follow you on Instagram. Tell them to join your Facebook group. You got to be telling them to be on all these other platforms because people are going to miss out. If they're only following you on TikTok, they're never going to know about a masterclass you're holding. And if they never know about the masterclass you're holding, they're never going to go there and watch you and see all of the knowledge that you have and all of the value that you're providing, and they're never going to upsell. They're never going to get into your world. So you need to be moving people through these different pieces of the puzzle. And with that, you also want to be selling every single day. So get on your IG stories and give a very clear call to action for where people can go and where they can buy. Is it send me a DM for more information about this product? Is it, a highlight with specific offers? Is it, in a video or in a post with a call to action saying comment below if you want more information about this? You need to be selling every single day and giving a clear call to action. And then what I recommend is weekly promoting your offers inside of your Facebook group. So 1 to 2 times per week, give them a very specific location as to where people can buy. Because if you're not telling people about your products and services, more likely than not, people aren't gonna go find them on their own. You need to be telling people directly where to go and where to find things. So feature that inside of the features tab on your Facebook group. Go in there and tell people, hey, because you're gonna have people coming in all the time, like brand new people. So tell them hey, if you're new here, go check out these guides here. These are the different offers that we have, and keep promoting yourself every single day with it. And then I also recommend every single week sending out emails. So use that email list to your advantage. Send out 2 emails to your list per week. One can be a value and education email, and another one that is talking about a product or service, or a live training, or a masterclass, or a podcast episode. Something that'll give them more value, and it'll lead to a sale. So that, in short, is the social media triangle. And I like to talk about this all the time because it is a key component when it comes to social media marketing. Like I said before, so many business owners get on social media and they get super stressed out because they feel like they need to be on Twitter and LinkedIn and YouTube and TikTok and Instagram and Facebook. And it's no, you really don't have to be doing that in the very beginning or even at all. Choose 3 platforms that are going to give you lead generation, they're going to give you the opportunity for sales, and they're going to give you the opportunity to nurture. You can switch out one of those with another platform. If YouTube is your thing, use that as lead generation. If Twitter is your thing, use that for sales. So many people sell on Twitter. It's just not as common. But I always recommend TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook group because those are going to be the real key pivot points for your audience. Once people find you on TikTok, they're going to follow you on Instagram more than likely. If they follow you on Instagram, you can start funneling them over to your Facebook group to make it easier to sell. So if this video was valuable to you, make sure to give me a follow, and I'll see you in the next one.